Colin Kaepernick's window in the NFL gets tighter by the second. As of now, Cap is set to sue the NFL for collusion, forcing some owners such as Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft to turn over emails and text messages. The big question is, Bruce, you get first take, is Cap's time in the NFL over?
Simple answer, yes. It's actually been over before any of the collusions or whatnot. It was over when Jim Harbaugh left. The 49ers coach drafted him, thought he had a special talent. When he left, he went to Michigan, and also the playbook, the belief that he could do something, it left as well.
The option system left.
Basically, not the option system, just a coach who believes in you and who's willing to throw you out there on the field and say that you're my guy. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about anybody else behind you. You're my guy. We let go of a veteran for you. And they gave him, the opportunity to be great. But honestly, when that coach left, his greatness left. A lot of players left. Ownership has changed. Coaching has changed. And I think that is really the real reason why his time is up. Did he play last year? Yes, he did. He was okay. Had a bad coach, Chip Kelly. It's not his fault. But even his talent couldn't overshadow Chip Kelly's bad coaching. Some players can do those things. Phillip Rivers is one of those guys. You have other players who can do it, but I think that Cap's time has been up before the kneeling situation.
Yeah. Week by week, I've been trying to grasp, why hasn't Colin Kaepernick gotten a job? I thought about it when Andrew Luck wasn't going to play. Then you saw them make a move for Jacoby Brissett. Good pickup. He's been leading that team well. Bengals been struggling. Thought that would change it up. They haven't even gave A.J. McCarron a shake. Texans lose Deshaun Watson. Now they only have T.J. Savage. And now they bring Josh Johnson, a quarterback who hasn't thrown a pass since 2011. So you clearly see NFL owners are either sticking with who they have or going back in the retirement book and pulling out players we haven't seen since 2011. Colin Kaepernick threw a pass 9 months ago. And they'll continue to say he wasn't good enough, but the 49ers weren't good at all. They had, like you said, a bad coach and not a lot of players. Like their defense, literally every starter they had began to retire or leave or get hurt. So the 49ers had no life. So with this, I honestly believe Colin Kaepernick will never play another down again. Because I'm just thinking in reality, if I sue my former employer, regardless of the outcome is good or bad, their relationship is over. I can no longer go back to them for a recommendation, a job. That friendship, whatever, business friendship is gone. So I honestly believe after this, regardless of what happens, Colin Kaepernick will never play another down in the NFL.
I got 2 points I wanna give you guys.
I got 2.
And you both heard me in separate conversations. I've talked to you guys honestly about Cap. I've told you guys how I felt about him as a player and his stance in the NFL. I'll talk about the player side first because I don't try to put the whole black and white mantra into football. I see football for what it is. Players trying to win a game.
Right.
That is the essence of football itself, to go win a game. So Cap, taking a point from you, I don't feel like he was very good as a quarterback. Had an unorthodox way of throwing the ball. Came in college, ran a triple option. You know about that. He was the best athlete on the field.
True.
Can he play for a team? Yes. Is he good enough to start? Possibly so still. He's 30 years old now, if I'm correct. But LaShawn McCoy said this when they asked him about Cap. And this weighed his play with the distraction. He said, I don't think he's good enough. I don't think his play outweighs the distraction.
It's true.
But
that's me. That's what I feel. That's
me. Just what I feel personally, because Cap gets on the team. Let's say he's not the starter.
Right.
What happens then, B-Walk? I mean, what happens?
This is the one thing, because Colin Kaepernick has only said one thing: I'm ready to play. Now, has there been conversation of maybe switching position? I don't know. But at this point in time in the game, if they were to ask, if you wanted a job in the NFL, would you be against playing any other position? I doubt Colin Kaepernick being the athlete that he is, because we've seen quarterbacks switch. Braxton Miller. even though we don't see him high on the depth charts. And
I'm high on him as an athlete. When he's best player on the field, easily.
But look, guys, he's not that athlete that can switch positions. He's not Terrell
We
Pryor.
don't know. We don't know that.
Look, let's just be honest about it. Okay, he has a swimmer's body. He's an athletic guy, athletic build. He's just an athlete, like you said earlier, that was just thrown in the quarterback position who could run the ball. And you can make a regular 20-yard pass, 30-yard pass, even a curl route. But can you make it 9 out of 10 times?
This may be a stretch, but I remember when Michael Vick got out of jail and he signed with Philly. They used him and Donovan McNabb in the same quarterback slot. Either Michael Vick was there to run an option or throw the ball. So I may be giving a stretch, but we have seen crazier quarterback situations.
They try to force an issue with the quarterback.
You've seen it even with Tim Tebow and some other big.
And the league got rid of him.
That's the point.
He was a winner. He won games.
He's a winner, but you understand that those type of quarterbacks
don't last long.
They're not
in
gonna.
the NFL.
You see what the prototypical quarterback is in the NFL? Tom
Pocket
Brady,
passer,
Eli
6'5".
Manning,
and that's my stance with Cap as a player, because you go to another team. He's a different quarterback with a different skill set. He's not the guy who's going to stand in the pocket and give you and deliver you 300-yard games, 3 touchdowns. Not consistently enough.
You have to change your entire
offense. So offensive coordinators won't do that all the time.
And this is the thing: you don't know if the skill set that you're changing your offensive scheme for is going to be
the other players around him.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't know if it's going to be conducive for the team to win. You might do have Kaepernick out there running around making plays, but. Or you got like Deshaun Watson. We plugged him in instantly after Tom Savage got annihilated the first half against Jacksonville.
Only had a half. Only had really one half.
But Deshaun shows you, I have a quick release. I can read a defense. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting flustered at the line because when I see a linebacker rush up and then he flies back in the safety, I can be a real quarterback. Mm-hmm. Kaepernick isn't, like you said earlier, is just an athlete who comes from a triple option offense in Nevada. It's not a D1 school. I mean, it is D1, but I mean, it's not Ohio State.
It's not playing the
it's
same
not Florida.
D1 talent.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And
know that.
And my second point comes from what B-Walk said. It's the business of the NFL.
Yes.
At the end of the day, and I want everyone who's watching this show to understand this. I don't come from a disrespectful side when I'm saying this, but the NFL is a job.
True.
It's just like Walmart. Just like Kroger's, just like Jack in the Box, just McDonald's, it's a job.
Right.
If you show your ass at your job, regardless of what you're doing, that's how they're going to look at it. Now, he kneeled. I get it. But guess what?
No.
The NFL doesn't want a player. Players are products of the NFL. Products are replaceable, correct?
True.
The NFL doesn't want their products to go against what they want. They're going to get rid of you. That's why they hold things like the draft and free agency, because players are replaceable. I can replace a guy at quarterback. I can replace a guy at receiver.
I won't say Colin Kaepernick got out and showed his ass.
Literally, I don't want to use that in the wrong context.
He literally showed what basically the true thoughts of what a lot of these owners think. When he started this protest, it became an issue for a lot of these owners. It affected their pockets in a variety of different ways.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with political protesting.
There's nothing wrong with
peaceful
that.
protest.
I think it's just where you do it.
And look, and I think that's true too. Now this is the thing. Once again, I feel like it's been blown out of proportion because the first 2 games he did it, he was sitting on the bench. No one even knew why he was doing it. They figured, oh, you were hurt last year. You're just coming back off an injury. It's a preseason game. Cap, you go off and tell the media why you're sitting down. Now that becomes an issue because we're like, the media's like, well, we didn't know you were sitting down for that issue. Now your issue is great. And I know all black people around America, and even if you're not a black of color or minority, you love the reason why he did kneel. But at the same token, you have to understand that, you know, man, when you're doing things like that, we don't mix religion and politics in school because why? You're gonna argue.
All right.
Nobody's ever gonna get to the end of politics and with religion. So it's the same thing in your business or where you work at. You don't bring in your political views to work. Like Tom Brady, when they asked him about Donald Trump, no comment.
And all the NFL is saying is we don't want that in our business.
Right.
We don't want you lashing out against what we set up for you guys or for the fans.
Right.
We said we want you guys to anthem. We want you to stand. We want you to put your hand over your chest.
Right.
Let that be it, and then go play the game that you love so much.
Or even if you, this is the thing about the whole standing for the anthem thing. They 3 years or 4 years ago, they stood in the hallways of the locker rooms. Some people didn't even come out for the game. So to sit here and say, well, oh, it's a big deal that he's not. Look, man, people in the Isaac Bruce and Marshall Faulk and Kurt Warner and Dean, they didn't have to stand for any anthem.
Right.
They could have been in the locker room getting taped up. It's just that now that you see that, oh, well, we're nowhere. Where's the rule book that says that we have to stand? Because I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
No.
So the fact that the kneel and the stand thing it's not the problem. I mean, they just want to pick at something and say, oh, that's any person outside of Americanized or in the military. You have to respect the flag, and you know who your viewers are. You have a lot of older white men, ex-militia guys,
And
servicemen who are in the Army right now. So you understand they're going to get offended because you haven't heard any. I know plenty guys in the Army who like, we kneel when we lose a guy on the field, on the battlefield.
And the bad part about Cap is your presence and your stance, and I respect for. I
Right.
applaud him for
yes.
Black Lives Do Matter.
No,
and,
for real.
and around the time that he was kneeling, it was a lot of
It
stuff
was
going
the
on.
Alton
Man.
Sterling, the Fernando Castro. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Fernando in Minnesota, he had got shot, and it was a reason to do it. But
It's just a platform.
It's just a platform,
and
yeah.
And his presence in his stance just didn't outweigh those above him. Roger Goodell.
I mean,
the owners.
you tell me that Zeke Elliott takes a knee. I think Zeke's still in the league. You tell me that,
Impact.
You tell me that Antonio Brown takes a knee. I think
Because he was
in,
and that's where both my points tie at that.
Right.
Impactful players.
Right.
If Odell kneels, he's still there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dak kneels, he's still. Carson Wentz kneels, he's still there.
Yeah. Carson's kind of young, but you give me a significant guy.
That's disposable.
Yeah. Somebody. Kaepernick's disposable, and that goes.
And I'm sorry to say that.
And people don't like to hear you say that, but it's the truth, and he just didn't have the skill sets, man.
Guys, it's a good episode on Spot on Sports. We hope that you have enjoyed the show. Comment, rate, subscribe, drop us a like. We would definitely appreciate it. This is Spot on Sports. But before we go, we'd like to wish a very special happy birthday to our producer, Devondre Robinson.
Yay.
Happy birthday, sweetheart. We love you here.
Scorpio
Spot on
season.
Sports family loves you.
Ow!
As always. Guys, this is Spot on Sports. Coming at you again next week. Stay tuned.